Hi guys, if you're just tuning in, I want to share fantastic news with you. I had a fantastic weekend and I want to show you what the Mom Project is really about. I want to tell you and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to start with a video and then I'm going to discuss what it's all about. Oh, welcome back, Kerry. Where have you been? Right, I'm going to show you. So here goes.
Brilliant. How do you make them? Oh my gosh. That looks really good, doesn't it? You guys should start making your own tracksuits and that.
Turn that around.
Oh, listen. Kerry doesn't like tracksuits.
Oh, yeah. Sore subject, yeah, sore subject. Sore subject.
Look, please.
Tracksuits.
Come here, baby. What's that? Oh, yeah, look.
They look alright,
Yeah. Your video in it. Take that. Yeah, take that. Happy housewarming. Happy birthday.
Isn't it? Great when you rock that.
Hey, drama. Turn around.
That's brilliant.
Turn around. I want to get to the back. Just keep still be there. No, wait. That's it. Here you go. Hold on. Here you go.
Oh, you done the white one as well?
Okay. Look at this. Can you take this from my hand, please? Thank you.
Are you videoing?
Yeah. Come on, till I'm done. Here you go. Take this one then. That's it. Just put that one down. Just in case you get cold. That's what you call supporting the community. Oh, look at that. Just in case you get cold. Turn around. Who is she? What's that? Let me get it. Let me turn around this way. Turn around. And turn the other way. Yeah, let me just see who your sponsors are. Turn around. That's it. Stay there. Your favourite saying. Who's got the gummies? Turn around again. Let me see it. It says,
Can you get the gummies?
I've got the gummies. Gummy bears.
Get the gummies, please, and the cola bottles, please.
Yes. So, hold on. There's one more. Just in case you get cold. But you didn't want the hood. No hoodie. Yes. Oh, she got the gummies. So that's no hoods. One with a hood. 2 shirts. 1 black, 1 white. Mask. The lot. Check her out.
No, it's saying you got everything like
Just don't find them logos on there. All right, hi guys. It's been a while since I've been live on my own for a while. Reasons, there's been a lot of reasons.
Who am I? I'm Kerry Massington, the founder of Suicide Prevention Mind Over Matter Project. I also provide the Mom Project community group for you to raise awareness, spread awareness, share your stories, have interviews, get the message out there, have some support, have advocacy. So the video that you just saw was a lady that I was helping for 2 years. 13 safeguard referrals, made it to the newspaper, ended up getting homes in the end. That journey was so painful, not just for that lady who suffered 2 strokes before I met her, and then a third during my time in supporting her. And it was a very difficult journey. The thing about the Mom Project is that I don't just talk, I do the walking, and I hold people's hand until they recover. But, you know, at the end of the day, I have my own issues. I have my own mental health that I need to look after and that I need to make sure that it's maintained. And over the course of the months, I found myself on another level, up against things I have not been through since I was at school, and that was race and relations. The problem that I have is, yes, I am Kerry. Yes, I have a diagnosis, and yes, so what? But it represents my trauma. Now, people that come forward and come to the project, they also have very similar stories, very similar journeys. And what I like to use is bad habits. I'm going to replace that word because it's generally a self-harm element, and that can come in many ways, but it can be bad, unhealthy habits. And we have to break them unhealthy habits when we're in a spot of trouble. Now, the thing is, when I show you the lady, when I met her, disheveled, not really respondent, and this happens to a lot of people. This has happened to myself in the past, where when I had a breakdown, because sometimes when you need help, that's so difficult to get it. It's so difficult to get somebody on your wavelength that doesn't think you're crazy because you've got a housing issue, and that was her issue. But through that journey, when you're knocking on people's doors all the time, it's exhausting. It's who do you turn to? And when the family can't understand the situation, what's going on, it leaves people into a position where, oh my God, I don't know what to do, don't know where to turn to anymore. So what's the Mom about? The Mom is about bringing people together. It's about helping, supporting, and it's also recognizing that, yes, I may be the founder. I may be leading some kind of way with people, like-minded people, so it becomes a team. But yeah, I did provide it. But I realized that people have been trying to knock me off my perch. Really knock me off my perch. Sometimes I have felt that for me, people say, why don't you just shut it down, shut off certain people? And I always feel that it is my duty to give people an opportunity. Let me explain that I recognize your behavior and what it may be. And I understand the fear factor. I even understand your anxiety. Oh, and I certainly do understand the panic. I understand more than a lot of people think. And I've been doing this journey since 2015, helping people in the community. I am not recognized too much. You know why? Let me tell you, the color of my skin makes a difference to a lot of people. Oh, it does. It really does. And it's a really unfair thing for anybody. And I think we all go through some kind of discrimination. And no one is above the law here, because I have had things thrown at me left, right, and center that have been so painful that has actually rocked my identity for one split second. That's where you get sidetracked, when people have their opinion on what you should be doing with their life, etc., or your life, etc. And you knew that you was here before you ever met them. So you stand still, stand solid, stand guarded. Now, I got thrown off because I plunged myself into individuals so much that my time and energy was taken up. Sometimes that is absolutely disappointing when somebody just doesn't understand and doesn't get the concept. See, the thing is, when you realize that people out there, they might have the same aims, they might have the same mission into doing something and bringing the community together, but you've got to be careful when you're going around with to identify with individuals and what you have to give, what you have to offer, because sometimes people can feel used and abused, and there has to be a sincere element of compassion when you're dealing with the community and dealing with organizations and sponsorship. And what I want to say to this point is, when that lady was putting on her proudly supporting the Mom Project Mind Over Matter, because that's what it had been, a mind over the matter to sort out her problems. And she's not the only one. There's been absolutely people after people that I have helped. I hardly get any recognition too much. I hardly get any help. Those people that are even my friends, they can't even buy a mask, a face mask, or even if they don't want it, they couldn't even sponsor what I do for the community and their families. So sometimes at the end of the day, believe it or not, the color of my skin has made a difference sometimes, and it's caused a bit of a stir. I've had names, and I read them all down, so I'm going to write them. I'm going to read them down, read them out, because I get really deep into thought process and sussing out what life or what the person wants from me or what people expect from me. And why do I get blamed when their life is shit? Why is it that I'm the person that helps, and then people turn on me? But I already have the answer to that. So hypothetically, it's behavior, learned behavior. Every time somebody gets rejected, it's a knockback. It messes with their self-esteem all over again. The pattern begins. So you'll find many people don't stay grounded. They go from one person to another, platform to platform to platform. And in even some cases, what I've noticed, and I'm actually going to talk from experience in the people that I've dealt with in the past years, without naming, without shaming, we always use the material as an explanation. Go to the point where some people they're looking and searching for something. And when things don't go right, you'll find medically there'll be a problem. The home and the medical, they'll all home in on something, and it will be put on the Facebook. Suddenly they'll get the sympathy, and then they're all right for a little while because they've got someone to talk to. But once that sympathy has died down, they're back to, I need some help. Where can I go? Who's going to help me? Who's going to believe me? Who's going to help me grow? And when something doesn't go right, they'll let go of the hand, and the pattern begins. Now, friends come and go. They're not meant to. You're supposed to not have an expectation out of someone. And you're supposed to just enhance someone's life, whoever they are, family, friends, relationships. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to enhance someone's life as we walk through this journey. It is important to have sponsorship. It is important in business to make sure that you find like-minded to help you with your business. The thing is, all of those people on the sponsors, they're doing something for the community. They're doing something for the community. But like me, sometimes you can have all the people in the world on your platform and still feel alone, like you're wasting your breath. But I understand that some people don't talk. Some people may not. But if you want to show your appreciation, why don't you support the platforms that you're actually on? Earlier, I had a bit of a to-do with a member. I call it a to-do. It means that I'm actually being truthful and open about my conversation. When I said, you're the only one that hasn't got a t-shirt, finances does come into that. We understand that. But hold on a minute. When I provide a service, when I provide a platform, and I provide the well-being, I've been there, I've supported, I've even been a friend, I've been this, that, and the other. £1 to give back to a project that's going to go and help something like that lady. Do you know, helping that lady, putting donations back to what we cool, a survival pack to help somebody else. Do you know we have to give food parcels? We have to help people with employment, their disability. Do you know that these are people's parents and these are people's brothers and sisters? So even though I'm a mum and I'm a nana, a grandmother, I'm still someone's friend. There are times where I needed help. And I'll tell you something, for all the people that are on my Facebook, very, very rare did anyone come and help me. And I found myself homeless and I had nothing. I even had to give up my dog. I had nothing. Every door I knocked on was closing on me. Every agency, every service didn't listen, didn't give me the time. Here's appointment. Oh, we can't help you here. Go over there. What it's like when you are in a stressful situation and you're in the midst of depression and you've got maybe even a debt collector at your door. It's added depression. Maybe you just got a car park ticket. It's added depression. Maybe you don't know how to get out of it or know your rights, especially when you're living with depression or have a long-time disability. Diagnosis. Do you have to have a diagnosis to live like everybody else that struggles in today's society? We're all quite equal in our emotions, but some handle situations really badly and some may just brush it under the carpet, and some luckily have family and somebody that bail them out. But there are people out here that don't have family and they don't have someone to bail them out, and they actually don't have somebody without saying I told you so on their side. Judgment comes from your friends and your family. Judgment comes from those paper boxes that you tick, those pieces of paper that you tick when you want maybe a job, maybe you want a house, maybe you need I don't know, you need something from someone, and everybody needs something from someone. There are people out there that may be struggling with their weight. Let me tell you something. The Mom Project provides you some solutions. What do you need help with? Ask, and we're like a genie. Rub the lamp and you may get it. There are people on here with skills. They might suffer from depression, but it doesn't mean they're not a doctor. It doesn't mean they're not a nurse. It doesn't mean they're not even a psychotherapist. Believe me, psychotherapists don't have the answer to depression. They're learning it through somebody else, how to have the answers. Doesn't take a rocket science to know at the end of the day that we have to listen more. We have to do more. And I'm going to say it from my point of view. Put down the efforts of this race relation. I'm sick of it. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of people that have the same story, have been discriminated, have said, no, you're not good enough, but probably because they're overweight, probably because their clothes look too shabby. There are a lot of people in this world that are being treated or mistreated, should I say, very much similar behind closed doors. Hence why most of the community, some of the community, drink, drugs, alcohol abuse, promiscuity, crappy relationships, domestic violence, all of this is going on behind closed doors. And then the kids, what the kids are doing is they're going out, leaving the adults behind closed doors to argue backwards and forwards and drink themselves into a spizzy and be into depression. And they're going out forming families into the street. That's right. They were doing that. Okay. Why do I know that? Because remember, when we go back at that child, I was that child. I was 13 years old when I tried to take my life. Didn't stop there. After that became the domestic violence and so on and so on. The vulnerability has always been there from the minute your life has been tarnished by an abuser. From that pattern, from the young age or wherever it happened, that piece of trauma happened to you. After that trauma, sometimes we revert back into that childlike moment. And every time we encounter somebody different, sometimes they can really break us because the love language isn't there. The understanding of your journey isn't there. Some people just want you to just shut up, get over it, and move on. But unfortunately, there are people living with long-term disabilities and struggle with emotions up and down. I'm one of them. I have a long-term disability. I struggle with my emotions up and down, and I'm not afraid to say that I rely on support to help me through. Yes, do I come across confident? Of course, it's a mask. We all know what a mask is. Don't worry about the ones we put on our faces now. That's just added mask. That's an added interest of a secret going on behind a mask, isn't it? We've worn a mask for so long. Feel free to say hello to me, please, if you're watching. Not seeing any comments or even so interaction. And that is discouraging as well. Discouragement comes from those people around you, those people that sit in the circle, those people that watch you, those people that can't say hi. It's almost like I'm invisible. Do you know what it feels like to be invisible? I'm sure you do. And if you can't withstand my conversation, how do you get to know the people that are in your circle? So therefore, if I rung you up now, would you actually put the phone down on me in the middle of my conversation? Am I not important enough to give me time to talk? Because I give plenty of people time to talk. And my time, right, my energy, yeah, that is just as important as yours. So when you need me to speak to you, unless you've got an appointment, unless you've got to run to the shop, unless you've got a child to watch, if my conversation is unimportant to you, and then I would say, why are you here on the Mom Project Suicide Prevention when I am trying to raise awareness? So yeah, right now, I'm like in a telephone call with you and saying, hi, I'm Kerry, I'm talking to you. Would you listen to me for 5 minutes? You know, I just wanted someone to speak to. And I'll be honest with you, it's taken me a lot of courage to come back online singly. If you notice, I've been with other people, but singly, I've done less. One, my device doesn't work properly, so I'm always have to be on the laptop. Two, at the end of the day, I lost confidence because people were judging me because of the colour of my skin. And I was pissed off with it, to be bluntly. All right? Pissed off with it. I didn't fit anywhere, and I never wanted to fit anywhere. I wanted to be accepted for me and for what I am doing for the community. Can you not recognize the good that I'm doing for the community? Can you not see my journey? Have you actually, are you sponsoring me? Are you sponsoring what I do? You're part of it? Do you? A little as £1 a month, sign up. You forget about it after a while. That's 20p a week, isn't it? I'm not really good at maths, but at the end of the day, you know, a little as £1 a month would support somebody else. That lady's furniture to get her moved from one place to another after that 2-year exasperation of her mental health conditions and even causing another stroke. We had to come up with some solutions. I did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's my baby. My baby means supporting people. My baby means, and that's the thing, I breathe it. That's my passion. That's my passion to keeping someone alive. Sorry, I clicked on, it's all right, it's fine. Thank you, you're here. Thank you for your time, for listening to me. I totally relate to this. People, I'm just going to show you a comment, but it doesn't show your name. Totally relate to this. People see us smiling and laughing and think the world is perfect. The less they know what really goes on in our lives. Thank you, Facebook user. That's what it says. It doesn't say a name, but thank you very much. I'm lucky to have a mum, and also you, Alicia, who messaged me and asked me if I'm doing all right. It means a lot since you all know who I am on my own, and it doesn't say who it is. Without me looking at my phone, I'm not actually sure who's, which I should do, shouldn't I? But thank you so much for your comment. You know, for me, it is hard in business, and I believe those people that just wanted, those people that crawl from the gutter. Believe me, at the moment, there's a lot of people when they come into the group, it says, "Have you got a diagnosis?" You know, or something about depression. Do you agree to sharing awareness or whatever else? Most of the people that click on say they have a diagnosis. Most of the people say they are looking for support. Most of the people, and some of the people say they're willing to learn. And that's important. How are we going to teach other people rather than ourselves and sticking with the secret of, I don't want to tell somebody, I don't want to be treated different. You're already being treated different because you've got no one around you that understands you. So if you can't even keep your friends, you're already being treated different. So sometimes at the end of the day, it's taking that time to understand somebody. It's taking that time. Don't take people's mental health for granted, and definitely don't take somebody that has a diagnosis for granted. You contribute to the not understanding when you don't understand someone's diagnosis. Some people, and I got a feeling I know whose that comment was actually, some people, bless you, some people have a diagnosis and don't want to tell someone. They're ashamed. And I'll be honest, people want to run a mile. They treat you differently. They treat you like you're vermin. They treat you like you're going to be a problem. But you ain't no different. You just got a journey that you decided to speak up against and say, this is my journey. This happened to me. And luckily, I can identify what it means now because they've given me a label and I'm able to manage my emotions through maybe medication. Some people need medication. Some people don't, because I think you can replace. You've got doctor's consent, yes, but remember your doctor's you. But you have to be mindful, especially if you are dealing with particular diagnoses, and I want everyone to be aware of this. Particular diagnoses, sometimes they're psychotic episodes. That's what we want to prevent. So therefore, managing those moods, keeping on top and recognizing your friends' moods is important. Your family's moods is important. Don't think, oh, that's just another day. It's not like that. Give them time to talk, because it only takes a split second. And sometimes when people just talk, they might go blah, 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 blah. So what? Let them. Don't interrupt. Just let them. Maybe jot down on a pen and paper what are the key elements that you may have picked up on, and help them recognize, that's your trigger. That may be your trigger. Now, what can we do about that trigger? How can we best put this in place where we don't want to forget the trigger? We don't want to avoid the trigger. Oh, no, we have to work through the trigger. And so we have to be a little more delicate in our approach and our love languages. And sometimes we can get burnt, when people don't. And I mean that, when people are not willing to give you the time and they put down the phone on you and they just cut you off or take you off your Facebook friends or come out of even the group. You see, I've got people that will turn against me and come out of what this group stands for. So that means that they weren't in it for everybody else. They were only in it for themselves. Because if you fall out of me, that's one thing. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to say, be kind, have some empathy. Don't have too much expectation. Find your way. Yeah, I can guide you. But there shouldn't be an argument at all. And when people don't want to talk to me anymore, they've actually come off the whole project. So therefore, it says to me that there's a whole community out there that needs serving and need a raising awareness, even on your own diagnoses and disorders, okay, around your depression. There's a whole community. And when the community let go of one person's hand and fall out and then come away from what it means to keep someone alive, it just shows me that, says to me, the need was for me, not for helping the community, or the need was for them and not for helping the community. And therefore, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, you know what? When you come on this platform, this is not a business platform. It is a group to help other people, just like I may have helped you one day. But when you take things out on me personally, fine, I'm good with that. I don't have to move, and I stand still for my position. My position is raising awareness, preventing suicide, preventing harm, giving people the literature and the information and the education of where they need to go, i.e. if you've got a housing issue, you don't need to be necessary. I've got somebody that we've got to help actually, because they are having a neighbour problem. They need to know their rights. Again, you see, when you're a victim of neighbourly dispute, I know that one. I spent a victim being 5 months tortured in my home, plunged into darkness on a regular basis, racist attacks left, right and centre. And I couldn't get help through nothing. My life depended on help and support. So why I give back is because, very much like me, most of the people's stories are very, very similar. Okay, very, very similar. There are men on here. There are women on here. There are men that have been abused. So please, ladies, at the end of the day, you know, men, I understand that men may have abused ourselves, but we can't tarnish everybody with the same brush. But if you look deep, if we're in this group, there are a lot of people in here for the very same reasons. There are a lot of people that will avoid this group. I hope you shove it down their throat, because otherwise, at the end of the day, nobody's ever going to wake up if you're going to hide the fact that you're helping out the community, raise awareness. It's almost like a campaign, right? To get people to wake up. But we've got to understand that you may be an adult, this may be adults groups, but it's the children, it's the parents that we're trying to get to. It's the grandparents, those people that don't want to shift their thought process and think that people remain the same. Well, they don't. People change. I've cut my whole I've cut off particular families, because at the end of the day, it comes to the point where when you realize that they're individual people too, you have to structure yourself and stand tall. Go on the path that you think that you want. What is your dream? What is your vision? I'll give people something to watch, which would be The Law of Attraction, The Secret. Change your thought process, gets you into a positive way of thinking about things, your words, your actions, and the images you want to keep putting in your face, i.e. when people send you violent stuff, do you actually really want to watch that? What's the result? What's the solution? How are you going to help stop that? Because that's someone's son, isn't it? Getting someone's son or daughter that's going through crime, isn't it? Again, you know, what are we participating in? The kind of images you are putting out there to people. What messages are you sending to people if you can't even work things through? You know, time to talk is important. And again, there are people that before you reach a crisis, speak to someone. And now there are options. I provide options. If you look on, and please do go to the page, Mind Over Matter Gives Back. It is affiliated with this page, but you might be able to book an appointment, see what the events are, etc. Every Wednesday we have open talk therapy. If you would like an evening one, there is an even option. Just give me the date that you want to do it and the time. Not a problem. We can get that done. Men's group, women's groups. You know, the benefit of having these members that I've had for a long time, they give back. They help you too. They give you direction. They are so knowledge because of their own experience, and they're willing to help. So if you look on the mentor, if you think you're a good mentor, there are instructions with a mentoring program too. You can put what you're good at, what your skills are on that mentoring service that you can do. Become your own mentor through the Mom Project. It's all laid out for you. It's easy. It just gives you an alarm and it's all panned out for you. It's there. It's switched on. Please do that and let people know what you're about. What have you got to offer? Maybe you're trying to do something for yourself. You may need clients. You know, there's a lot of people in business on here, and I'll tell you something now. Fitness. Do you need to lose weight? I have the perfect person to help you with your weight. Do you need help with vitamins and staying on top of your health products? And are you losing your hair and your nails? You need all of those things. We have the perfect person to help you with your weight products. Is there counseling you want? Maybe you don't want that name, but those people that are counselors have had a lived experience. And I'm only going to give you people that have a lived experience so you can identify and recognize that we are relatable to you. We've got more in common than you think, regardless of the color of your skin or where you're from. I am from Suffolk originally, a little old town from Ipswich. My name is Carrie Mussington. I have 3 children. I have 4 grandchildren. I am age 50 this year, October the 17th. Don't forget, yeah. And I provide a platform for everyone. But most of all, I did it for me. I did it for me when everybody told me that I wouldn't amount to anything. They told me I wasn't good enough. I didn't fit in. You're this, you're that. You got names on you galore, you know. And I just said, you know what? I like to prove people wrong. So I took my challenge. So this is what I read to myself. I read this earlier. Sometimes, and let's be honest, some people are offended by the color of my skin. or other people's skin, or even your own skin. So love the skin you're in, right? And the fact is that I actually live with a disability. So it's bad enough having a disability and a label of the UPD, and it's bad enough of that, having that, and understanding that myself, which I have now. So I understand many other people's, but to be added with the discrimination amongst the community, I don't want it. There will be no discrimination on my platform. Any of my members I feel that are going to be affected or by discrimination, you will be reprimanded, and I will tell you and speak to you, give you time to talk and ask you, where is it coming from? Why do you feel this way? How can you go forward from this? But we're all in it together. So I know there's a little bit of a stigma going out there in the community, but we're all in this together. All right, we're all trying to help each other, and that's what we're all human. We all bleed the same. No one is above anybody else. When you're on this platform, we are here to help one another build a better community, and more now than ever, because these children are the ones that are not strong and not have the experience or the war wounds that many of us have to even outstand some of the stuff that they are going through today. Believe me, knife crime, we don't want that going up. We want that coming down. But we have to educate from back home where this is really coming from. And it is coming from homes. It is coming from the media. It is coming, it's just dramatized, it's escalated, it's big. So let's have a look. I'm a domestic violence survivor. Me too. I live in Toronto, Canada. Thank you. And there are groups like this here. I really like these kinds of groups because I've had a horrible thought after I left. This type of group saved my life. Thank you for your comment and for giving back. And I think it is important, but don't forget, I'm always willing to have a conversation with someone. Just contact me. If you want a meeting, you want to meet new people, every Wednesday there's open talk. I'll make that available. You'll find that on the events. I use Zoom, and sometimes, depend on how many's there, I might use another way of dealing with things, which I just send you the link and the number, and voila, you're there. All right. Thank you. I'm going to check who read my comments earlier, and I'm going to say thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think I've taken up enough of your Sunday time now. I think you get the grasp of where I am. Please do like and subscribe. You can do the YouTube channel that we have, which is Mind Over Matter Project Suicide Prevention. Put it in, you'll find there's lots of videos there, real life stories, etc. But I was going back to this where I said I read earlier about my feelings. I said I've been called a sellout. I've been told I can jump ship. I've been told I'm not black enough. I've been called the N-word. I've been told I couldn't possibly understand how it feels. I've been spat on. I've been wrongly accused. I've been set up. I've been bullied for not help. I've been bullied full stop. I've been publicly humiliated. I've been told to go back to my own country. I've been called a whore. I've been called all sorts. I've been prevented from basic human rights. I've been failed by the system. And so in the end, I've only had me, few people that got me to help me up. And so I realized how important it was to help other people up once I got grounded and got my wings back. And even though I'm living through the storm, even though the cure is happiness, even though you find the tools every day and new tools with different things that you may come across, even such as like technology, different things. I'm learning new tools, new techniques, and different stories of people. And I'm taking a lot of people's stories in, a lot. And I have to figure out where I can help them. But all they want is a listening ear, time to talk, and reliable people. Stability more than anything. Stability. Can't stand liars. Pet hate for me. You lie to me, I'll talk to you. You got a chance to change it. You do it again. Get out my circle. Can't do liars. My life is based on trust and honesty and transparency, and that is it. I have no secrets amongst my members. When we talk, there's no secrets. It doesn't mean I'm going to go tell your business. I mean, there's no secrets to how I'm feeling. Meaning, if I feel crap, I tell you. If they feel crap, they tell me. They got to be a reason, and then we work out what that reason is, and we do that as a team. So for me, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And I'm just going to put that back on to show you that this woman is an amazing, incredible woman. You can find her story if you want. If you don't believe me, how much length I went to, if you put in Miss Saadia Franks, Lewisham News, put it in Google and then go to the news, her name will come up, her story will come up. That shows you the level and effort that I go through to help people, to stop them from their depression deteriorating so much where they end up I've got to feel the emotion, look, where they end up in relapse and a total breakdown. And what we have to do is prevent that breakdown. And I have to prevent my own. That's why it's very important to talk on a regular basis and to make sure that I have that support as well. Breakdowns are not good. And yes, it gets to the point when you have a breakdown, you are unable to communicate. And God, whose hands are you going to be in then if you have a breakdown? So it's best to talk before you get into that crisis point so we can recognize where something may be going wrong. Make sure you're on the right medication. If there's any alcohol, let's try and get that replaced as well, because that's a big problem. People think they can have a glass of wine every day and, it's not bothered, really. It's just like coffee, isn't it? All right. So there's 101 things I could talk about, topic-based. One thing that I will be talking about is people's life experiences. They will share their own journeys. If you wish to ever have an interview with myself, tell your story, no camera, no name, this can be possible. We do not name and shame. You do not have to give out the location. You can tell your story. We do not say, we can use the word council, we can use the word police, but we don't give out the locations. And we're not doing hate here. We're trying to tell a story where it's spreading awareness and where we can replace what went wrong, what the failures were, with something better. Education starts with us. Know your rights. Know your rights. And that's with anybody that's in your circle. That's with any of the system. Know your rights. Education starts with us. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your time. Sorry if you have missed the beginning. Do please share the enjoyment, share the awareness. Even though I ask sometimes people share, they just look and they don't share. And that just, again, discouragement. You add to that rejection. And no one likes to be rejected. But we're in this together. Share the awareness as much as you can. Inbox, Messenger, WhatsApp. Share it as much as you can. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, I'm in my gym jams. I didn't even bother putting on any makeup. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I'm here. We've got one live. Speaking Out Saves Lives. Support saves so much more. Regain, recover, and rediscover the ability in life. You're not alone. You don't have to be. And mum's the word. # that. I love my